Hello and good evening. Thank you for joining JD Reacts. We're going to react to Farron Cousins, which his channel is Fair and Balanced. He has two channels, Fair and Balanced and Ring of Fire. All right, the title of this subject is Trump allies have two choices, either flip or go to prison. And let's get into it.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Well, folks, now that Donald Trump has had his fourth indictment, technically 4.5 if we're going to count the superseding indictment as like a half of one. But anyway, Monday evening, Donald Trump was indicted once again, along with 18 other co-conspirators. And by the way, there's also 30 unindicted co-conspirators in the indictment, so that's something to keep an eye on, especially considering the fact that those 30 unindicted co-conspirators could end up becoming indicted co-conspirators.
Yeah. Man. Is it a total of 19 plus the 30 unindicted? Jeez Louise. I'm trying to figure out who. Let's talk about the 18 plus one, the one being Trump. 18? Jesus. Man, if I'm them, I'm freaking flipping like Dominic Dawes, man. Because, man, nothing good could come out of it.
At any given moment. But before we get into that, let's talk about the 18 unindicted, or indicted, co-conspirators along with Donald Trump. Obviously, we're all aware of Donald Trump, the RICO, conspiracy, fraud, all of that. But it's these other folks that is far more interesting to me. Mark Meadows, Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman, Ken Chesbrough, Jeffrey Clark, Jenna Ellis, Ray.
Oh, let me stop it right there. The one out of all those indicted, guess which one that I'm enjoying the most? And that's Jenna freaking Ellis. She's so smug, fake ass Christian. Yes, that's the one I'm happy about.
Stalling Smith, Sidney Powell, Roberg Cheeley, Michael Roman, David Schaefer, Sean Still, Stephen Lee, Garrison Floyd, Trevian Cuddy, Misty Hampton, Kathy Latham, Scott Hall. All of these people are now faced with a choice.
Look at us. Okay, yeah. Choice. I'm assuming he's going to say two choices, either flip or go to prison for the RICO for 5 years. And for those who don't know, the RICO offense carries a mandatory minimum of 5 years of freaking prison. And guess what? It's unpardonable. Guess what? If you're trying to get pardoned, guess what? You got to serve the 5 years anyway. And then the board in Georgia, they have to they have to come together and see if you can get pardoned, but you still got to serve 5 years.
You can do one of two things and nothing more at this point. Face the prospect of going to jail for a minimum of 5 years because of the racketeering charges. That's what they carry in Georgia, no less than 5 years. Countless legal fees, thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees, or play let's make a deal with the prosecutors. That, of course, is one of the benefits of RICO. You want to be let out of this, you're going to have to start singing like a canary. And if you don't, you're going down with the rest of them, folks.
Yep.
So that is what these 18 people, plus the 30 unindicted co-conspirators, have to now consider. Do you want to go down for this? Or do you want to cut a deal with prosecutors? And by the way, the clock is ticking. Because every one of those 18 individuals, well, I guess technically 48 individuals, every one of them is now faced with the same choice. So you have all of these people that are now...
Yeah, it's real simple, man. Jeez Louise. Yeah, you got two choices. It's like you're in a fork in the road. It's like you're going to go to the left, where you want to get indicted. You don't want a plea deal or anything, or take the road to the right, where hey, I'm gonna sing like a bird. I don't want to get RICO charges. I do not want to go to prison. So guess what? What are they gonna do? So it's a real simple choice. Because guess what? Man, it took Fonnie Willis and her team 2 years to get this together. So you don't think they didn't do their research? Yes, they did their research. Trust me. They crossed their T's and dotted their I's. And guess what? They did their research. The 98-page indictment, Miss Thorough, was to the point. Yes, trust me. You're a fool to go to trial. So my prediction is the majority of them is going to look for a plea deal.
Now, sitting there looking at these charges, all the people whose name is not Donald Trump, and they're having to wonder, is this person next to me on this list, are they going to flip? Are they going to throw me under the bus? Because if they are, then I need to flip first. So all of them have that same kind of panic decision that they now have to make. I have to flip before my cooperation is no longer necessary. I have to flip before the person next to me in line decides to flip on me. I don't want to be the only one left holding the bag here. So I have a very important decision to make that is going to impact the rest of my life.
Yep.
So who's going to make the deal first? I think it's pretty obvious there's a couple people that are totally not going to flip.
Wonder who's that going to be. I think it's Rudy Giuliani. Jesus. Yeah, Rudy Giuliani, Trump, of course, and Mark Meadows. Let's see what Farron Cousins says.
Sidney Powell.
Oh.
Sidney Powell ain't flipping on
I forgot about her.
anybody. She's still, based on what we know, like she actually believes this stuff. And based on, what I talked about yesterday, it seems like a lot of Donald Trump's allies already plan on flipping against Sidney Powell. So it's unlikely that Sidney is going to be the one to say, hey, all right, let me have a moment of clarity here and tell you everything that actually happened. That ain't going to happen. Sidney Powell's going to go down with that ship. Honestly, I think Rudy Giuliani's the same way. I fully believe that Rudy Giuliani thinks he can beat these charges, thinks he can help everybody out.
Nope.
So I don't think Giuliani's going to be the one to flip. I think it's going to be some of the smaller players. Not the smallest players, right? Not the people from Coffee County.
Hey, for those names I just mentioned, those are the people I think that will not flip. Okay, continue.
Folks who let the people in to copy all the voting data, and they ended up getting hit with the impersonating charges. But I do think maybe former Republican Party chair in Georgia who was indicted, I think that's a good possibility. Mark Meadows. There's already speculation that Mark Meadows has flipped with Jack Smith and is cooperating with that investigation. Otherwise, he likely would have been indicted along with Donald Trump. And if Mark Meadows is cooperating in that investigation, it's likely that he could end up cooperating in this one to work out a joint deal. So who knows? Because there will, by the way, be plenty of overlap between the two cases. I mean, obviously the cases are very similar. It's just Fonnie Willis's is centralized in Fulton County. Jack Smith's covers basically everything. So there's a lot of overlap there. So if Meadows is working with...
Yeah, I hate to try to cut you off, Farron, but yeah, I think Jack Smith is going to go first, and then Fonnie, then Alvin, and then that corrupt judge in Florida, Eileen... No Judge Cannon, whatever her name is.
With Jack Smith, he will likely work with Fonnie Willis as well. But that's what we know. These individuals, the 48, the 18 indicted, the 30 unindicted, they all have a choice to make, and they don't have much time to make it. You can either be the one left holding the bag, or you can be the one to throw your formerly good friends under the bus. And unfortunately, folks, those are your only two options at this point.
Yep, that's right. And check this out. I'm looking at the news feed. I'm sorry, looking at the news feed, and next Friday, August 25th, 2023, those 19 indicted personnel has to submit to the authorities before Friday, 25th of August. If not, they're gonna pick them up. The authorities have to go see them and arrest them. And there you go. Well, that was Farron Cousins, and yeah, go ahead and subscribe to his channel, and appreciate you. Appreciate you guys joining me, and that's all I got, and I am out.